South Jamaica, baby, they made me to be the greatest. Serving the deed of my creators, fresh off of my high haters. It's the king again, Magdalene, chauffeured, bragging and boasting.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Dollars. It's another day, another dollar video. And I'm going to be reacting to the Nephilim, biblical giants, fallen angels, and the Book of Enoch. Now, this should be a good one. I know there's a lot of people that's probably not aware of what these terms are, like Nephilim, stuff like that. But hopefully this video will break it down for you. You know, shout out to all my fellow Christians out there that know about these entities. Last time I did a video and it was about this TikToker that said that he saw a giant on a mountain and then a certain set of events happened where he disappeared and it seemed like the government had some hand in him disappearing or some crazy stuff. So I wanted to do another one. It was just hard because I couldn't find more videos on YouTube where I could react to that type of stuff. As I do some more research and I'll try to do some more videos like that. But yeah, I believe all this stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? I believe that what people assume to be UFOs and aliens, and look, the government is speaking about this stuff now more and more. They are telling you that UFOs exist, right? But these same things are in the Bible. So there's nothing new under the sun. What people believe to be aliens or UFOs, I believe those are just fallen angels. But I've said that in other videos in the past. Yeah, man, without further ado, let's hop right into this. The history of the world is more weirder than what people know, man. You would think that stories like The Lord of the Rings are the greatest stories told, but no. We are actually living the greatest story. It's happening, unfolding right before our very eyes. It's already looking like some Lord of the Rings type of stuff, right?
The Nephilim, creations whose credibility has been questioned throughout the ages, spawned from ungodly unification. They were said to reach heights of 450 feet, resulting in man emulating a grasshopper in their presence.
Wow.
They have tormented man during the course of creation, and their existence and effect on the world is believed to be the reason for the biblical flood. In this video, I am to discuss the Nephilim with the goal to entice people to read
Hold up 1 second.
the works within the Bible, so that they may follow more closely the Word of God. If you enjoyed the contents of this video, please remember to like, and if you'd want to see more, subscribe. First, we will begin by not discussing the origins of the Nephilim, but how their story has been used as inspiration within modern media. Diablo is not only the Spanish name for devil, but also is a popular franchise created by Blizzard Entertainment. The first installment released in 1996 and has since received a continuation of related games.
I never played those games.
With the fourth installment releasing on the 6th of June, 2023. The realm that humans reside in is called Sanctuary. It was created by a rogue angel named Inarius and his demon confidant Lilith. They led their faction of angels and demons, and with the use of the World Stone, they hoped Sanctuary would be a place of refuge from the great eternal conflict. The act of love between Inarius and Lilith bore new creations into this new world,
Nephilim.
And so that it was, the Nephilim came into being. For our next example, we take a brief look at another video game franchise called Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry, or more commonly known as DMC, was released by Capcom.
It's crazy because I never really got into the Devil May Cry games. And it's not because I didn't like them. I remember when the first one came out, one of my best friends had the game at the time. It's just I didn't have an opportunity to play it as much. And then they came out with so many that I felt like I was already too far behind to go back and play. But Devil May Cry is a series I wanted to get into because I know it's a Capcom game. You know those games are always good. So
on August 23rd,
shout out to all my DMC players.
It, like Diablo, continued to have subsequent sequels, whose latest release, DMC 5, hit stores on March 8th, 2019.
I heard that got good reviews too.
Within Devil May Cry, the Nephilim are again a race of hybrid beings. They were the
Wow, they're
result of
in the game?
unification between angels and demons and are known as the third race.
That is crazy.
However, despite being equally powerful than either race alone, the Nephilim are a severely endangered species, as any and all known existing Nephilim were hunted down and slain by demons out of fear of their power.
It's funny because people read the story of David and Goliath, right? And they always seem to breeze past the fact that Goliath was a giant. He was a Nephilim. Does anybody ever question that? So if this is in the Bible, whether you choose to believe it or not, there should be some type of sign or, a hint that there's something else out there besides the human race.
Only 2 Nephilim are known to still exist, this being Dante and Virgil, the twin sons of Sparta and Eva.
So Dante's a Nephilim? That's crazy. I
Lastly,
never knew that.
we take a look at a personal favorite of mine, Darksiders. Darksiders was first released on January 5th, 2010, developed by Vigil Games. The latest release for Darksiders was Genesis on December 5th, 2019. Each game has its own individual protagonist: war, death, fury, and strife.
So you play as the 4 horsemen?
The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Wow.
The 4 horsemen belong to an ancient and nearly extinct race called the Nephilim. Their existence is the direct result of a union between angels and demons, engineered by the demoness Lilith. The 4 horsemen.
It's funny how these games are saying that the Nephilim come from demons and angels creating them, but in the Bible it says Nephilim came from the union of angels and humans. Humans and angels mating created the giants, which, that's just what's in the Bible,
defected to the Charred Council, and with the help of the Hellguard, they slaughtered their brothers and sisters, successfully ceasing the Nephilim's world-burning crusade of all known realms and creations. With these 3 examples, you will hopefully realize the impact that the story of the Nephilim has had in creating these well-known franchises.
What about movies and anime?
Also,
Attack on
you would
Titan?
have hopefully picked up on the similarities between each game's creation myths, as of course they are all pulling from the same sources. Now we shall move on to those sources. The Book of Enoch was written by a man named Enoch. Enoch was the son of Jared, the father of Methuselah, and the great-grandfather of Noah. Enoch is said to have lived 365 years, and that he never died.
God took him
God
up.
is said to have took him away up unto the heavens,
Beam
where he
me
remains
up
today. 1, 2, and 3 of Enoch's texts contain subheadings: the similitudes of Enoch, the book of the parables of Enoch, the book of the giants, the book of dream visions, and the book of watchers. Enoch is mentioned by name within the Holy Bible, and his texts on creation share many common accounts and terminology as seen within the book of Genesis. Genesis chapter 6 verse 1-4 tells the reader that the Nephilim were the products of copulation between the sons of God and the daughters of Adam.
Today is December 9th, 2023. Gaza still under fire since October 7th.
The sons of God referring to angels, also known as the fallen ones, and the daughters of Adam referring to human women. 200 angels are said to have descended from heaven to the earth, and instead of carrying out God's will to observe and aid the humans,
they
positively,
said, we want to do what we want to do.
They fell for the beauty of their Lord's creations. The watchers wished to look with their hands and not their eyes, leading.
See, there's one thing that always confused me, right? And this is probably my fault that I need to do some more research on, because in Genesis, it speaks about the sons of God falling to earth and falling in love with the women and giving birth to giants, all that stuff, right? But was the fall of the sons of God before Lucifer fell, or Lucifer fell with these angels and then that's what happened? Because it's always confusing. Like they don't ever, or maybe I need to do more research because I just want to know, did Lucifer's fall happen before the sons fell, or it was at the same time? Because I don't believe it mentions that in Genesis, that whether who fell first.
Them to tell their human charges of techniques and technologies that were not intended to be known.
Showed man how to create weapons,
humans of weapons, cosmetics,
sorcery,
cosmology, mirrors, sorcery,
medicine,
and much more.
So that's why when people say all this technology, where does technology come from? Right? There was theories that in the 40s, I believe the Roswell incident, they found a UFO ship, and they used the technology from that UFO ship, and that's how we have all the technology we have today. It came from that UFO ship, right? But if you look at the Book of Enoch, it's saying no, these angels actually showed humans how to use these items and technology. It's basically magic, bro. Simplify it is basically black magic, all this technology that you see.
The most notable of the fallen angels are named,
If you believe the Book of
Shemi-Hazza,
Enoch.
this one being their leader, Artikov, Remashel, Kokabel, Armumahel, Ramel, Danel, Zekel, Barakel, Asael, Hermani, Matarel, Ananel, Setawel, Samshiel,
Hermani?
Sariel, Tumiel, Turiel, and Yehadiel. The 200 fallen ones are said to be also responsible for not only interbreeding with human women, but carrying out genetic perversions, resulting in the defilement of God's creatures of.
And another thing too, it wasn't just humans that these angels had intermingled with, it was animals as well. But that's why you see in like certain mythological stories, there's minotaurs and all these half breeds of half human looking, half animal looking creatures like mermaids. Like those were the results of the fallen angels intermingling with not just humans, with creatures and animals.
Land and of the sea. This and the other listed practices of the Watchers have led people to believe that the Anunnaki of the ancient Sumerians were some of these angels.
And it's funny he mentioned the Anunnaki because there's a lot of ancient civilizations that have the same story about these beings from another world that came and created life.
With the earth perverted, God flooded its face. However, the creation spawned by the intermingling between heaven and earth survived. Similar to how the 200 angels are referred to by using interchangeable titles, the Nephilim are referred to as giants, by country of origin, and even by men of renown. The latter is speculated to be chosen as the concept of demigods and is frequent within the ancient world.
That's where you get stories of
the strength
Hercules
granted to individuals who were the product of heaven and earth
and all these other
led
mythological
them to be great heroes and legends.
stories.
However, these individuals did not belong to God and his people. They were worshipped and remembered by pagan beliefs, and so the Bible references these as men of renown. The use of men, and not giants, may also be the product of the variety of shapes and sizes that the Nephilim came in. Some, as previously mentioned, were recorded to be 450 feet tall. However, some were also said to be 7 or 9 feet tall, which to the people at the time would have made these giants more human when compared to the other Nephilim of other regions.
You
These
think
regions
basketball
mentioned
players
by
are
name
tall?
or by the people that descended from there.
They have
Some
nothing
of
on
these
these
mentioned
giants.
people and places within the Bible are the Anakites, the Amites, the Rephaim, and Philistine. Philistine contained a city named Gath, and from Gath is where a well-known giant came from. This giant
Goliath.
was named Goliath. According to the Masoretic text, he is recorded as being 9 feet and 9 inches tall. As we know, David would defeat Goliath, spawning the tale of the underdog. In modern times, Goliath's defeat would be less about David, and more to do with Goliath's mutations. It is theorized that Goliath suffered from pituitary gland dysfunction. This theory is further supported by Goliath's third unnamed son, who had 6 fingers on every hand and foot. All this to help explain away the presence of giants, resulting in their existence being a product of mutated genes.
So another theory is, right, that where demons come from, they are the spirits of the Nephilim that had died during the flood. So think about it like this, right? God created humans and we have a soul. So obviously, if we die, we go to either heaven or hell. But since God didn't create the Nephilim, they were basically soulless and they were a product of something God didn't intend. He didn't intend for angels and humans to create these beings. So when he wiped the flood, they didn't have a place to go. They're spirits, evil demonic spirits. They didn't have a place to go. So that's why they're on earth. And that's why the theory is that that's where demonic spirits come from. Some people believe demonic spirits are just evil angels, fallen angels. I think fallen angels is just different. Those are just more powerful than demons, and those are actual angel beings. They're just fallen, evil. But the demonic spirits is actually the spirits of the Nephilim. Since they couldn't go to heaven or hell, they are on earth, and that's why they can do what they do.
However, we know this to not be necessarily untrue, the difference being that their existence is a direct result of intermingling between heavenly seed and earthly bodies, and not due to errors in human genetics, a byproduct of the theory of evolution. Returning to Enoch, within his second book, we see the name Grigori. This name is taken to be the same as the Watchers of Book 1. The Grigori are located in the fifth heaven and are described as being human-like in appearance, but that they are of a size that is greater than that of great giants.
Like
Due
Titans.
to their defilement of earthly creations, they have been confined to the least magnificent out of all the layers of heaven. Enoch asks the angels who accompanied him during this heavenly visit why the Grigori are found here, with their expression withered and silent. They told of how the Grigori were once led by a prince named Satanael, and that they went down to earth against God's will. The inclusion of the name Satanael has birthed beliefs that this is a form of Satan, as Satanael is mentioned within the second book of Enoch,
Satan is in
to
his
have been
name.
cast off from a great
Satan.
height, along with his angels. These slight and major differences between the books of Enoch and the Bible have led many to believe that Enoch's works are non-canonical.
Yeah, so the thing about the Book of Enoch, right? I believe the Book of Enoch has some good information in there, but there's also some contradictions in there, and that's why it's not included in the Bible. But I believe that you can get some information from Enoch's book, because it's like it confirms a lot of things in the Bible, but then at the same time it contradicts. So that's why it's not really used as it's not in the Bible. But I believe a lot of the stuff Enoch is talking about is real. It's just, he wasn't a prophet. So a lot of people say, well, how secure are you? Or how trustworthy is this book? So that's why it's not included. But I mean, you could take what you want from it. I just feel like it's also good to read everything and you make your own choice.
Interests in the works of Enoch received a revival when the Dead Sea Scrolls were discovered. In 1947, a shepherd of the Tamira tribe left his flock of sheep and goats to search for a stray. He stumbled upon a cave and threw a stone into its face, and was startled by the sudden sound of broken pottery. He investigated, only to discover the find of the century.
That's crazy.
Inside were intact jars that held scrolls which were black.
And it's funny how it's a shepherd that went to find one of his sheep that left the flock, and he stumbled upon a cave that had the Dead Sea Scrolls in it. Like a allegory or something. Like, they say that Jesus will leave the flock for that one sheep, as he loves you so much. So the fact that it happened that way to me, that was definitely divine. That was divine intervention right there, in its finest.
Blackened with age. However, this would not be the only time the works of Enoch would become lost, as in 1773 rediscovery also occurred. The reason for this brief focus on the history surrounding Enoch's works is because of this history. Its validity is questioned. During the early days of the Christian Church, Enoch's works were considered canon. However, due to the interference of man's best interests, the Book of Enoch was not merely rejected as canonical, it was denounced as heresy. It began to be banned, suppressed, vilified, and was thought to be destroyed in secret. Hence its discovery and rediscovery over the many years. The life and writings of Enoch deserves its own video, and if interested, let me know if you'd like to see me tackle that subject. To conclude, the story of the Nephilim is one of fascination and intrigue. Its suppression and rediscovery only helps fan the flames of Enoch's works. The Watchers tasked with guiding humanity sought to touch the image of God with their own hands. They were filled with temptation and desire, and by indulging in lust, they became fallen, no longer heavenly, but instead sinful, like the
To me, it's amazing how a being that God created, so powerful, because angels are way more powerful than humans. They can't die. Even them, they were able to be tempted and fall. And that shows you that God gave everybody free will. So free will, to me, that's the ultimate form of love. Because God, there's people that could be like, well, why God allows stuff to happen? But it's like, bro, he gave everybody free will and he wants people to come to him on their own. Like, you can turn everybody into robots. That's not love. Like, forcing people to serve you and worship you, that's not love. So I don't like when people blame all the bad stuff that happened on God. Oh, it's God's fault. No, bro. It's people's fault. It's the devil's fault, the angel's fault, the ones that follow him.
Offspring of Adam and Eve. They taught their charges the secrets of forbidden knowledge, and once spoken, it could not be unheard. Their seed created strength that towered over man. The face of the earth became ravaged by their exploits, and humans became hunted, driven to near extinction. God looked upon the earth and saw only wickedness, for the evil hands of his fallen angels had not only defiled the humans, but every species of animal. He sought to flood the face, with only Noah and his family being saved. But the Nephilim maintained.
How did they survive?
Did these giants the size of mountains survive the flood? Or did the angels meddling in genetic structure mean that the gene of gigantism was hidden away in Noah's family, ready to reappear through his offspring? As mentioned in the beginning of this video, the aim is to get you interested in the works of the Bible. If your interest has been piqued, then please read the original text yourself.
Fact.
Do not rely on the commentary of man to form your opinion, as God has no agenda, only truth.
That's always my motto, bro.
Suggestions on
you don't gotta listen to me, don't listen to nobody, just do your own research at the end of the day. You can't beat doing your own research. Right? You could listen to 100 different people with 100 different opinions. Some of them may be valid, some of them bullshit, but at the end of the day, if you do your own research, you'll always be better off. You know, and you'll be surprised what you find out on your own. And that's how I learned. You know, like I always said I was a Christian and I always believed, but then it's like, yo, let me do some research on what I believe. Like I wanted to learn about Jesus' teaching because I really wanted to know the truth. Because to me, the truth is the only thing that matters, right? So I did my own research and I discovered like, wow, I just went down the rabbit hole of actually watching videos and then confirming it. Okay, this person said this. Let me actually read this or Google this and actually see if this is what it says. And then it does. And then at the end of the day, you take the information that you learn with your own knowledge and wisdom, and you can come to your own conclusion on what's real and what's not. So you can't beat doing your own homework, man.
What subjects relating to the Bible that you'd like to see me tackle, then please comment down below. Similarly, if you have additional commentary on the Nephilim, please leave a comment.
All right, yeah, that's the video right there. I thought this was well done. I'm going to try to do more of these type of videos because at the end of the day, you know, I struggle as a Christian because there's certain videos I do and it's like, damn, I really don't want to do. And there's a certain direction I want to take my channel because I feel like me being a Christian that really believes, I know God gave me a responsibility to tell the truth and not be a distraction. And I feel like sometimes the stuff I do on the channel is a distraction, but at the same time, it's like, I really genuinely like the stuff that I do too. It's like, it's hard to turn away from certain things, not turn away from sin, but like, you know, we have certain habits. Like I like video games. Certain video games ain't good to play. I like music. Certain music ain't good to listen to. It's like certain movies ain't good for you to watch. So it's like, I can't 100% just turn away from what I was doing. But my hope is in the future, I can have a channel where it's really focused on what God wants me to do as a Christian, speaking on the truth, speaking on things, reacting to more Christian type stuff. So pray for me, y'all. And I appreciate everybody that supports the channel. This your boy. I'm off this.
For my time goes by, they gon' raise a nigga jersey in the sky. Treat a nigga right, big dreaming on my life. Shorty wanna get some air, I go and get her when I fly. Taking off on these niggas I retire. The minute I catch fire, I smoked them all before, just revisiting the high.